Hooray! Hi, everyone. This is Lilian Motambo here on my YouTube channel, Lilian Motams TV. We have an important discussion here on my live stream. And if you'd like to take part, please join us using the links down below on either Facebook or YouTube. I am presently posting these links. So there's an important matter which we need to address, and that's of the governor who has been fired by the Republican president of Zambia. And I've got some data for you guys. So share this until we reach at least 100 people. Then we can start discussing this on our YouTube channel and Facebook. Thank you so much for anybody that is joining us right now. So if you would like to join, here is the link. Let me check on YouTube as well. Thank you so much. There's already more than 100 people ready to watch all the way from the Copper Belt. Ruben Ngoma Walia from the UK. Thank you so much for joining us on this live stream. Good. So many people are joining us. So many people are joining us. And the adverts are running. So for those of you who are on YouTube, there's the link. And I would like to read the letter of firing, which is a dismissal, which the president has written to this man. And I will tell you what has come up. It's a long story. There's always something with our current government where today there's this, today there's that, and certain decisions are made because they know what they are up to. That's why. Thank you so much for joining me from wherever you are. Please share the stream. So here's a letter. Obviously, newsflash, Dr. DENNY KALYALYA is fired as BOS Deputy Secretary at the Ministry of Finance. Mr. Christopher Mfanza-Mvunga is appointed as new governor, subject to ratification from National Assembly details to follow. And then here's a letter dated Saturday, 22nd August 2020. His Excellency Dr. EDGAR, is he a doctor? His Excellency EDGAR Chagwa Lungu, President of the Republic of Zambia, has appointed Deputy Secretary to the Cabinet of Finance and Economic Development, Christopher Mfanza-Mvunga as a new Bank of Zambia Governor, subject to ratification. I'm waiting for more people to join. I've got a story for you guys. You'll be shocked. President Lungu has terminated the contract of Bank of Zambia Governor Dr. DENNY KALYALYA with immediate effect. Meanwhile, President Lungu has appointed Ministry of National Development Planning, Director Development Planning, Dr. Mike Masie as Deputy Secretary to the Cabinet Finance and Economic Development, taking over from Mr. Mvunga. The President has wished Dr. KALYALYA well in his future endeavors and wished Mr. Mvunga and Dr. Masie, respectively, success in the roles. Now, it's amazing when certain decisions are made. And before that, let me just show you somebody who is celebrating the firing. I know people, this video says, meantime, President Edgar Lungu has fired Bank of Zambia Governor Dr. what, and this person is celebrating. But I'm not sure the music he was playing, so I'll just show you whilst he's dancing away, he's celebrating, he's happy. So before I spill the beans as to what I know, what I've heard, I will just show you something. Let me invite people. I can see Honorable Ronald Chifunda and somebody else here.
Oh.
So let's discuss. Please make sure you avoid music in the background. Wait. Okay, so how are you? Introduce yourself. Where are you watching us from right now? Yes, we have a lot of people watching us right now. Over 300 people watching us both on Facebook and Yeah. So from the story that I got today, this man has been fired, and there's a reason why he's been fired. Let me have Honorable Rona Chifunda speaking, and then Nondo Leo. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, thanks. And how are you? Listening. I've just joined recently, but I think we can also give chance to Mr. Nonde. Let him speak. I'll come in later.
Okay, Mr. Nonde, how are you?
Later.
What would you like to say about the firing of the governor? Yes,
yes,
Mr. Kwachangwe, fine, thank you. What would you like to say about the firing of the governor?
Yeah, of course, it comes with a lot of mixed feelings. Probably.
Sorry?
Hello, can you get me?
Yes, I'm listening, yes.
Okay. Of course, it is a shock, and probably it might not be the solution to the economic challenges we are facing as a country.
Okay, his phone is frozen, I believe. Maybe it's a signal. But I just want to say something, right? I was minding my own business. I was sat in a restaurant. And you know, in restaurants and eating places, that's where you get information. In fact, I wasn't planning to do a live stream until one of my sponsors for my live streams and my YouTube channel, Mr. Kwachangwe, was asking me if I was going to go on a live stream. So I was thinking, what was I going to discuss? And I was like, okay, maybe I'm just going to ask the people of Zambia how they're feeling, whether they are happy with the situation. Until I bumped into some elderly men, 3 guys. And the discussion was about this man's firing. So obviously I became very attentive. I wanted to hear what was going on. Why has this man been fired? What's going on? Then I went quickly on my phone and I realized he had been fired because I've been busy this whole week. I've been in Mutendere. This week, from tomorrow, I start another area because that's what our constituency has planned for us as an aspiring candidate for Munali constituency. We're not bumping into each other as aspiring candidates. And these guys were talking about how this man has been fired because he refused to do what PF wanted him to do. Now, I was thinking, what are they talking about? Until they started saying that allegedly, apparently, the governor was asked to print loads of money, which PF wanted to use for campaigns. And because he has refused, he has been fired. Now, are we surprised? I'm not surprised. You know, this is a man who respects his profession and integrity. He has refused to print money. That's corruption. They want him to print money and lend it to them because the truth is these guys cannot borrow money from no lending institution. No international company can lend them money because they have lost credibility. On Al Jazeera, it has been reported that Zambia has become one of the most corrupt countries in Africa, where we claim we bought fire trucks for $1 million when they're not even $1 million. And, you know, Zambians were invited for a silly event in the stadium to go and welcome fire trucks that don't even have water. They are old second-hand things. So this man, he has refused to print them money. That's why he has been fired. So let's discuss on this. Why should this man be fired? Because he is doing his job. And today, when I was checking, the pound rate is 25 kwacha and the dollar is 19. So meaning the Zambian money is crap. Like I've said before, and I'll say it again, you need somebody who has a mind to look after our country to take over Zambia. Otherwise, we will struggle. So those of you who would like to join, I'm dropping the link now. So the reason why the man has been fired is because he refused to print money for the Patriotic Front so that they can use the money for, money laundering and whatever they do, which is fraud and maybe campaigns, and give people 50 kwachas. Now, every time I'm doing a live stream, I'm showing you people 50 kwachas to remind you, this is what you are worth to PF. PF looks at you as a 50 kwacha note. You are not important. We had a few days ago, Bowman Lusambo bragging and boasting that he spends more than 2 million kwacha to shop. Somebody is saying, how authentic is your finding? Like I've said, it is alleged, and I'm not surprised that the story could be true. I mean, people have been commenting the same here to say, for example, Moses Hara is saying these changes they are making are not bringing development at all. They're making things become worse before improving our crippled economy. I'm saying alleged. I was seated somewhere, but like I said, I wouldn't be surprised because this government is desperate for anything and they can do anything to retain the power. They are not going to let go of the power easily. That's just the fact. Okay, so what would you like to comment on that, Honorable Donald?
It's only that I've just been away, so I've just heard it now. If the lead to the firing of is it the governor for Bank of Zambia? It's because he refused to. It is because he refused to print out money. I think for our government to take such an action, automatically I qualified 100% very wrong. So and the governor is a very wise person, I think so, because he knows the consequences. It's a reason why I think he has rejected like to print more money, because when you print more money, just know that the economy will be affected. The economy can be affected. Our currency will lose value. It will depreciate. It was a good thing for the governor to reject.
Yes.
But it was very wrong for the government to make such a decision. And if they'll continue, believe me, these guys are going to cause damage to our economy. For real, seriously.
Yeah.
I think they should think about it. I think that's what I can say as of for now.
And that's why we need to keep on sensitizing people about this type of governance. Is this what you want next year? Are you happy with such type of government that just fires people because today they've decided they want to fire someone and they feel this person is not suitable for the role? All of a sudden, this man has been fired. From what I've seen, this man is a credible man. I mean, he didn't produce any video like our Dr. Mabomba. He's just been fired for probably refusing to do the right thing. The right thing.
Let me just come in on that part. Okay. Just what transpired there, it shows that this government is not worthy to continue this for another term. Otherwise, it's gonna be total damage, because one, there is no transparency in this government. It's I think it's the only worst government from all governments that have come in and gone. So and just from that, it can tell that there's no transparency, and it's the government which is more corrupt.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a very corrupt government.
So it's high time, whether youths or non-youths, please, next year, let's just change the government. We need to change the government. Period. It ends there. But if we won't change the government, it's the situation will continue.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Thank you. If you don't change the government, it means you are ready to suffer. If you don't change the government, it means you don't feel the pain of suffering. And that's why for me, like I've said several times, it's good that I have been on ground to see what people are going through. People are really struggling in this country. It's not even a joke. Okay, so Ozzy Bond has just commented something on Facebook. Ozzy Bond is saying that, unfortunately, the newly appointed governor is a cadre like Lusambo. He will print. You see, we've had governors in Zambia for years. We've never had any that, is fired like that, and then immediately another person is appointed, and that person doesn't even qualify for that position. Now expect the pound to go high. It's good for me because I get paid in pounds. YouTube pays me in pounds. So it's good for me because when I receive, even if it's 1,000 pounds from YouTube, it means I'm gonna have 30,000 kwacha. Isn't it a good thing? It's a good thing for me, but for you, it's a bad
thing. But for me as a Zambian here,
yes.
Something else. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your contribution, Frank G. What would you like to say, Frank G? Frank G, how are you? Hi. Hi, Frank G. Frank G can't hear us. Hi, Ananias Chaipa. How are you? Okay, more people are coming in. Let's see. I think Frank G has got a problem with the phone. Let's listen to Piper. How are you?
I'm all right, madam. And how are you?
Oh, okay. Finally, we can have someone speaking. How are you? What would you like to contribute on this program over the firing of the governor of Bank of Zambia? I mean, we've had a lot of people being fired, and this one has also been fired with immediate effect, no reason. And this is a man of integrity from what I can see, from what I've been reading on the internet. What would you say about this? Is it a disappointment? Is it a shock? What would you say?
I just read the issue on Mwevantu, and I was very surprised because in the story they didn't state the reasons why the governor what he did, what is wrong, why he has been fired for. Now, to my surprise, again, is that LUNGU, I think, he should explain why he keeps on firing people. Because he just fired without any reason. So,
yes,
it just come as a surprise to me. It just come as a surprise. I don't know where Zambia is going right now. Otherwise,
yeah.
He's very wrong.
Musonda Ku Steven on Facebook has commented, they are firing people who can serve the nation better and leaving those who dance to their tune. Bamushanina Wali. Zambia is a meme. It's like Mao Sampa. Mao Sampa is, he's been fired, but he's still doing his good works. A lot of people have been fired. Yeah. So, like, Abigail was saying, Lily said allegedly anything is possible with PF. With PF, anything is possible. So, I mean, I'm surprised he didn't do anything, bad that, we've seen in the media or anything. And then all of a sudden the president writes a letter on a Saturday. Now, my question is, the president has time to write this letter, but when the disgruntled youths, when we needed a father, when we needed somebody to listen to our cries, he never wrote a letter on a Saturday because he was busy. So it just shows that all along he's been playing deaf, but he knows what he's been doing. That's what it means. What would you like to contribute? Yes, Piper.
Madam, actually, on that one, it just shows that he's a weak leader. Because that's what we weak leaders do. They are not consistent enough in what they are doing. He's a weak leader. That's why with me, I would love to. But by this time, when I am talking this time, I would like it to be in 2020 to 2021, so that we change this fake government. I accept the and for now I have made my mind. I'll have a national registration card and a voter's card with me, I'll get one. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Piri is saying, be it true or not, the fact is that they can't buy our minds. Zambians have now realized that PF don't mean well at all. Let's enjoy whatever they are going to bring because they are doing it on our experience. However, be wise on the ballot box. HH. Period. Zambia forward. I can say about that. And you see, wise man, how are you? If you can please turn off your radio because I can have a copyright on my stream. And one thing I would like to say is, I'll say this again, COVID-19 is the best thing that happened to Africa. On a positive side, because it has opened many people's eyes. Where our president was never in our country, he was always flying here and there. Sometimes we'd even wonder if he's even in the country or not. And we'd see other people always speaking, like Bowman Lusabo was always talking all the time. And we don't know if the president is around. But during this period, the president has been around, and we've seen the suffering. I've personally seen the suffering of people. They'll collect this 50 kwacha, but they will not vote for President Lungu. He even knows that. Hi, wise man. How are you? What would you like to say during this live stream?
Yes, how are you, madam?
How are you?
Fine, thank you. Greetings to all people who are tuned in. Even me, I think I was very surprised when I saw that letter which the president had wrote on a Saturday. And to make matters worse, where you go and fire someone with that big lung on a Saturday, I think it is a very eye opener to us, the youth of Zambia. And me personally, I was very disappointed because we have been having these corrupt ministers like Staro Chirufia, Stotela, etc. No any action from the president. Even when Bowman Lusabo was abusing us, the youths, no any action. We are surprised just from a simple hint from that our governor, the president has fired him. So I think he's just giving us opportunity, the forward people, so that we can work with our president, Bali, who has got the vision. It's like this president has got no vision and is taking Zambia that direction. So for me, I'm not even surprised because we are used to such kind of leadership. If someone tell us that he has got no vision, then we shouldn't even be surprised when we see. And the one thing which has surprised me is that when you see when he fires, he will fire a Tonga, he will replace with someone, an Easterner, which is I think is promoting tribalism. You see, because he has fired that governor. If you see the appointment, the replacement is someone from Eastern Province. All the firing he has been firing, he will fire someone from Southern Province. He will replace whether from Eastern or from the Bemba land. So as a president, I think that one is not balancing up. It's better if someone has done a wrong thing, even when you are replacing, you are balancing up things. So I think it's just a motivation to us, the youths. We have to work together and make sure come 2021, we show these people the way. Otherwise, as at now, it's Zambia forward, nothing else.
Of course. Me, I'm even proud. Today I was in Mutendere and one guy was telling me, oh, Mwaleta Mashabe Pano. Never mene mwavala. I said, excuse me, I'm a Zambian citizen. You can't tell me I can't wear this. Ufunacha. Oh no. I said, excuse me, you can't stop me from wearing what I'm going to wear my regalia. I'm a Zambian citizen. I have every right to choose whichever party I want to choose. Thank you so much for your contribution. Let's have Dr. Praise. How are you? Dr. Praise,
hello.
How are you?
Fine,
how are you?
And how are you, Honorable? Can you hear me? I'm very fine, thanks. And how are you?
Well, we can hear you. Well, we can hear you. We can hear you. We can hear you clearly.
All right. I'm all right. I'm viewing all the way from South Africa.
Wow. Wow.
No?
Yeah, carry on. Carry on.
All right, yeah.
Carry
First
on.
of all, yeah, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity and the privilege to be in your show.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a Zambian, but I'm currently staying in South Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been following these issues just for the past few weeks, and I later discovered your show just the other day when you had it with CR1.
Okay.
So now it caught my attention. Yeah, it caught my attention. I've been following, starting from the arrest of who is that you touch? Is it Chela?
Chela, yes, yeah.
Chela, yeah, I was following the story. That's where I picked up the story from. Yes. So now I've been following it very well, but now it has pained me because as a concerned Zambian, it is very annoying to see that actually the person that you are looking to as a father, I'm talking about our president. Listen,
Yes.
he is supposed to be a father that when we, his children, run to, he is able to meet all our needs. Have you seen? Allow me
Yes.
just to quote something from the Bible. Have you seen? The word of
Okay.
God says that our
Yeah.
Father in heaven, he is our Abba Father, our provider. Have you seen? That is the role or a
Yes.
duty of the Father, is to provide, to hear the needs, and to meet the demands of his children. So now I was expecting that the children, instead of them being punished, tortured, arrested, they were supposed to be heard in their cry. We were supposed to be heard instead of torturing us. What kind of the father can torture his children when they have come to ask for direction or help from him? It is totally unacceptable. That is the very first thing am talking about. Because also the Bible says that when the wicked
Yes.
leaders rule, the people they mourn. Everything. So now it is very sad to see how our government is addressing issues, especially on this one. Another issue which you brought up, the Saturday letter. I
Yes. A
don't.
letter on a
I
Saturday.
I don't see it right. Whereby I'll give an example. I am the manager of the company, and then let me say I want a favor, or maybe let me say I want to steal the money from my company I'm working for. Everything. I want to manipulate the money, to channel the money somehow, and then I come to
Yes.
somebody who is working, let me say, in the financial department or an accountant. I tell them that, okay,
Yes.
you do this for me, and in return, I will do this for you. But hence now, that person, since he has refused to do the thing which I have required, and since I am the one in charge as a manager, it is not right that I should fire that person. Listen, that shows how corrupt a leader can be, meaning that
Yeah.
it's what we call abuse
Of
of
course.
power. That is the abuse of power.
Oh, yeah.
There is no way
Yeah.
there is no way that I
Yeah.
can fire somebody for refusing to stand for what is right. Even the Bible totally disagrees with that. So the action that our president took, it clearly indicates that they want people who are puppets to them. They want people
Yes.
whom they
Yeah.
can control like a remote control at any time as they like. Yeah, I think, thank you very
Yes.
much. That's what I can contribute for now. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you so much for your contribution. Let me have Frank G. Because Frank G, we lost you earlier. If you could please say something, Frank G, before we lose you again, please. Frank
Yeah,
G.
I wanted to add. Are you getting me? How are you?
Yeah. How are you? Fine, thank you. Thanks for joining us on this
Thank
live
you.
stream.
I am enjoying the show. And we thank God. What we are discussing now, we have to see. Some of the things we are seeing with our own naked eyes, and it's high time as you see to work on this one. Because if we are able to organize ourselves, this is our country, and we are Zambians. People are suffering. It's not people out of the country, but we are the ones. So it's our high time to see how we can do. We cooperate as youths. We see the way forward. You know, these people, there will be no more us and our children who are coming who suffer more than us. So we need to make sure that we work on these mistakes. Quite all right. There are people in the government who are not fired at the moment, but we have seen what they have done. You know, you find that today is in the custard, within some hours is discharged. You see, but others who are doing fine, they are not. They are being fired with immediate effect, which is not good at all, and it's showing that where we are going, we are not in what we can do. You know, sometimes we are called, quite all right, we are called disgruntled youths. We can be otherwise, but what I can try to say, the honorable, is that it's not other people out of the country to help us. It's ours now to help ourselves.
Yes.
And it has to be more like a preaching to others who are unable to see what is happening. We are lucky we are able to see what is happening at the moment. So it is now to find a solution. Quite okay. We are now countdown. We are ahead 2021, which is it's a way now. We have to show them what they are doing is not right to us. That's the only contribution I can contribute, Madam Honorable.
Thank you so much for your contribution. I know a lot of people, the studio is full, so if you contribute, please leave the studio. A lot of people are trying to come in. A gentleman from Uganda is just commenting on Facebook and is saying, guys, I'm live from Uganda. I love your program, the way you read, the way you describe your National Unity Party. And he's just saying he's 34 years old. He's talking about their president and how the government has failed as a dictator. You know what's been happening in Uganda with their president. How are you, Motomola? Because I know, Motomola, if we lose you, we can't catch you again. How are you, comrade?
Comrade, how are you? And greetings to all the comrades out there. I can see that the group is making progress. I love the beret and the outfit.
Yes.
you are ready to enter parliament.
Yes. Full throttle. You see, Julius Malema and his party, EFF, they don't go there wearing suits. They wear their uniforms. So I think I need to make more of these type of.
Yeah, I'm wearing red even in bed. It shows that I'm also red.
Yes. So, Tom, what's your contribution about the governor being fired by President Edgar Chagwa Lungu on a Saturday? That's what shocked me. I mean, the letter is dated today. So the president really thought about it and said, I should write the letter for Saturday. What's your thought on that, please?
Well, we had this discussion with our fellow leaders within our party, in the United Party for National Development, the research team, the Secretary General, and other colleagues. And clearly, what we came to the conclusion was that this move is political. And this move, we saw it in 2011, when the PF were planning, with the MMT government were planning to bring in a new form of currency. When they wanted to print more money, there was a rumor in 2011 that the MMT government wanted to print more money to secure more money for the general elections. And that somehow did happen when they made changes to the Bank of Zambia executive and other things. So we are clearly seeing this as a political move. A political move, number one, for the Patriotic Front government to print more money. If you remember, one of the recommendations that were put in the Bill 10 where that they wanted to have power. There was a clause that was suggesting that they should borrow money without the ratification of parliament. There was a clause that was suggesting that the duties of Bank of Zambia should be removed from parliament having oversight over debt contraction and the parliament deciding on the issues of printing money. So because that failed through Bill 10, we are seeing this as a move that is being now promulgated by means of firing a competent person in the name of DENNY. DENNY is been very much competent to handle issues at the Bank of Zambia. And so because the PF government are in a hurry to campaign, we are seeing this as a move that they want to pull so that they can control the Bank of Zambia, to print more money, to have more paper money in circulation. And that will make the kwacha to lose its power and its value. For those of us that are doubting my submission, I want to say that such also happened in the MMD during the reign of Frederick Titus Jacob Chirua, when there was a syndicate where there was a rumor that they printed more money that came through Congo at a time that they were preparing for the 1996 general elections. So these are tricks that are done by a government that sees itself failing, because there is no absolute reason why they have fired that person. Let them come out in the open. And lastly, I want to say that the letter that was written by State House did not indicate the grounds why they terminated the contract for DENNY. Because we as youths, as Zambian people, we want to know the reason why the contract of that person has been terminated, because that is an unlawful termination of contract. But because it comes from the head of state, you cannot question, because he has got the immunity. So that's what I can submit on that one.
And you see, the president has got immunity to fire people, right? But then there's a leaked audio which I've shared on my YouTube channel, where the president said the constitution doesn't allow him to fire people who've been stealing money, during this corruption that's been going on. And then I saw him fire David Mabumba. The audio is there. Clearly, it was the president speaking, not me, in his own words. And then we have our minister of health that has been stealing, that has given over $17 million to a pharmacy which doesn't exist, and the president didn't even fire him. And the SEC investigated him, and now he's back on duty because according to the SEC, he has no charges. So what it is they are trying to find cases, and then they clear them of those cases so that the next government that would come in would not try to investigate those charges, because the SEC investigated and they didn't find anything. So the corruption is there right before our eyes. And as young people, I would really love to urge you to pick on the right candidate. Honestly, me, as you know, I'll talk about Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. And that's the only person I'll say is a liberator of this nation. It's either you choose Mr. Hakainde Hichilema or you endure another 5 years of poverty. Thank you so much, Motomola, for your contribution. Let me allow Oscar to say something. Oscar even has a nice image in his house. That says a lot. Hi, Oscar. What's your contribution?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. How actually I'm at work. Hello?
Okay.
Hello?
So I was going to ask, somebody is really enjoying
Yeah.
What is good? Yeah, hi. Yes, say what you want to say, sir. How are you? Hi. Okay, let me unmute his sound because I think his sound is muted.
The mic. Try that.
Check. Yeah. He needs to unmute his sound. Yeah. Okay, whilst we're waiting for him, let's listen to Rose Limbrick. How are you, Rose?
I'm okay, Lily. How are you? This is Rose. Actually, I'm calling from California, San Diego. Lily, the only thing I just want to thank you for. Yes, actually, I've been following all the stuff in Zambia. Actually, I'm a Zambian, and then at the same time, I'm an American citizen. But you know, the only thing I want to encourage Zambians, you have to really, really work hard to see the president who will take you forward. For me, I've been here in the United States for 18 years. You know, we have seen the country. We came here with nothing. Yes, and I feel so bad when I see Zambians that are suffering the way they suffer. I have families, and I have all my families are there, but I come to Zambia, and it's just so sad whereby a minister will insult citizens, who let them put them there in the office. So what I will encourage Zambians, you make sure that you choose a leader who will take you forward. Because we have seen here in the United States, even if you don't have anything, you can eat, not in Zambia. And everybody have to stand up, and everybody have to encourage each other. Like my family, I always tell them, I say, look, it's either you go for another 10 years or 5 years, or you choose another leader. It's not easy when you see people like that suffering in Zambia, whereby some people that are just dashing money, like when they took Chela. I was also following that, and I was even encouraging everybody. I say whatever we can chip, you know, $2, $3, $5, so that we can go forward, because there's so much corruption in Zambia, so much. Because our president, Mr. President, he doesn't have no vision for the Zambians. So that's the only thing I can tell the Zambians to look. For me, I'm for Akainde Chilema. I wish I can come to Zambia and vote, but since we have this COVID, we kind of so scared to come. Yes. Otherwise, I'm ready to come and vote. That's the only thing I can encourage people. Thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your contribution. And Auntie, what I would like to say, Auntie Rose, is that even though you can't vote, there's a lot of young people that need support to get their national registration card. I shared the other day that, look, even if
I got your number, lady. I got your number. I'm the one who was asking.
So even if it's 50 kwacha.
I'm good in that.
Yeah, because we need a lot of young people to register as voters, and they don't have transport money. And you know, the poverty is so bad that people are really failing. And you know, 20 kwacha to go to town and back with a family, because they need about maybe say 50 kwacha if it's them going with a family member to escort them drink. And this 50 kwacha is so hard for people. So
you know, Lily, let me tell you one thing. There at the registration, there's a lady I know, because sometimes people, they go there and say, oh, come tomorrow. It doesn't work like that. And it's just so sad where some people, they'll give them their national registration card, some people they don't, which is, there's so much corruption in everything. I wish people, they can look the way we look into things. And I hope the government, which is going to come, they are going to change everything, because everything have to be computerized, because you cannot steal.
Okay, thank you so much. And that's why they refused my proposal of changing everything to biometric, because they knew that having a biometric system would not allow them to steal votes and to steal what they need to steal. Let me just allow Major Wizzy to make a contribution. Hi, Major Wizzy.
Yes, good evening. How are you?
How are you?
Yes, good evening, Lily. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. What's your contribution on this stream, please?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I've been following your streams. Yeah, over the issue of this government, government. You know what? These people are very corrupt, and in whatever they're doing, there's a lot of corruption. Let's start from the distribution of this. Like in our press, that they are allowed to write people to go and do the instructions. I don't know what they were thinking.
I think your signal. I think your signal is not so good. I think the signal is also good. You try to come back, Jawizi. Your signal is not so good. We can't really hear you. If you can try and log out and come back in, sometimes the signal is like that. Jay Mateke on YouTube is just commenting that really, even if PF changes a presidential candidate, we should not fall prey to their gimmicks. We want change of the ruling party government. Yeah. Kuyabebele. Kuyabebele. Balungu. Kuyabebele. Trust me. 2021. Kuyabebele. How are you, Uncle Moses? What's your contribution on this live stream? And then I'll have Mr. Great Isaacs.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Basically, I'm the provincial IPS for youth IPS for NDC, and I thought I should join this broadcast so that I can share my views with what is going on in this country. Are you able to hear
thank
me
you so
clearly?
much. Yes, very clearly, yes.
Actually, yeah, the provincial IPS, youth IPS Copper Belt, NDC. So when you look at what is happening in this country, it's very sad that we've been reduced to beggars instead of owning our own wealth. You cannot remove somebody who has exhibited professionalism in his, in his duties, and then you replace him with a cadre.
Hold on, sir. 1 minute, sir. 1 minute. Sir.
Yes.
1 minute,
yes,
sir.
Madam.
Please, guys, just those who are watching, just be in the background for now, because your screen was small, so I wanted people to see your face clearly. For the other guys who are on the panel. Okay, carry on, sir.
Yeah. So when you look at the governor who has been fired, he has exhibited professionalism in the way he's conducted his, duties. However, we've seen that this guy who has been replaced with, who has taken over his job, who is a confessed cadre, may not bring any meaningful, changes at at Bank of Zambia. And we needed somebody who has a proven track record of, doing something that we can all appreciate. But again, we know that TPF can never give positions to people that are brain, people that are thinking. They will always award cadres. We've seen this with the Minister of Lusaka. We've seen this with most of these crowns that, in these positions. But we must not lose hope as a people of this country. We must unite and ensure that, number one, we fight tribalism, which we can vividly see in this government. We must fight tribalism. We must fight unemployment together. And the other thing that I want to tell the young people, my fellow young people, is that you see change of the fight that we have now. It's not the fight like that of the old. We are fighting economic freedom. And this economic freedom requires that we put in people that think. We don't put people in positions who are cadres. We want people that have a purpose to serve this country, not just to come and sing songs. The UPNG and the other political parties that are forming alliances, I think we must come together and fight these guys. Because if we continue like this, we'll be reduced to nothing. We saw the empowerment, youth empowerment joke that was taking place at Levi Mwanawasa. Those of you who were there, people like Maxwell Chongu are confessed PF diehards, and they are the people that have been awarded with those empowerments. The real youths that are on the ground who are suffering have not been considered. What criteria would you think somebody was using for giving someone 60 million kwacha and then they give the other group 10,000 kwacha? Where can a 10,000 kwacha take someone? Surely, let us be serious as as people of this country, as young people. Let us get involved in the fight to ensure that we bring sanity in our governance system. We bring sanity in our politics. Let us not commercialize our politics. That is what is killing our country. We want to sell ourselves just because someone has money. Let us not sell the future of our children. Let us go with people who have ideas. Those that will change the way this country is, those that will put it on track like we always want it to be. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sam, for your contribution. And please, I'm not sure whether we're on the same group, the CIC Press. Please, let's keep it so that we can always brainstorm when we have such conversation, because the young people need to be told about what's going on. Otherwise, 50 kwacha days are voted about PF. I have 50 kwacha because this is what they are giving people. 50 kwacha. Thank you so much for your contribution. If we can, Mr. Great Isaacs, to contribution. Mr. Great Isaacs at Bwanji.
Hello, good evening, Madam Honorable Lady. Good evening, everybody who has joined this live stream.
How are you?
I'm doing great, and how are you there? I wanted to talk on this, the firing of the governor. What I've discovered so far is that these PF people, I don't know, like as in from my side, I don't count them as the leaders of this nation. They are no longer leaders of this nation, but they are just leaders of a political party, that is the PF. They are no longer, even him, the President LUNGU is not the president for Zambia. He's just working as the president of the political party, because the president of the political party can't be firing the governor. And we are in the economic crisis. You can't be firing someone in a modest way like this, whereby we're in the economic crisis and firing someone who is on a higher position like a governor and replacing him with a cadre. That isn't correct. And as a leader, I think he's just out of his sense, because he has to be at least, I don't know if he has advisors. Because if someone with advisors can't behave like that. Because even him Lungu, I don't know if he thinks he's just leading people who doesn't think. Because we are people who think we are younger ones, but we are thinking, because this is our country. It is not his. This is our country, and we have to take care of our country. Yeah, we have to take care of our country. It is not his country. It is not even the country for his family. Because recently, we just had some we just the family of KK's family, the first Republican president of this country, just received some insults from Boma Lusambo. And the person to be fired first was supposed to be Boma Lusambo. If him can fire Boma Lusambo, then we can take him as a leader, as a correct leader for this nation. So I just want to encourage my fellow youth, so that 2021, when 2021 comes, we must fire the same Lungu. The same Lungu will make us suffer. Him suffering the governor, us Zambians, we must come in number and fire him from the president. Because what we've discovered is not he's not ruling us as in the leader of this nation, but the leader of PF. Because why he's firing those people is he knows that these people, they sometimes we can't know what is happening behind and what is happening secret. Because those people, they may go into him secretly and trying to advise him. So what I discovered is that President Lungu, when people come to advise him, is like he wants to empower, to put people that he can just rule them at any time, to say if they need to steal some money, then he can just tell them, hey, we need this, we need that. So some difficult people like we also experienced the suspension of the Lusaka mayor. Lusaka mayor, they knew that this man is, that man is doing great, was doing great things. So they knew that this man would disturb our party. So that is why they suspended him. And then coming to the governor, they have fired him since they know that he's got that potential of at least trying to make sure that things things moving like in order. Because they want to put people that whenever they need to hijack something, then they can just hijack it at any time.
Now you see, how you see, the question is, why should we have a cadre who is not qualified? I mean, when I look at the governor's qualifications, the one who's just been fired, the man is well qualified for the job, and then you've put somebody who I believe is not even qualified, for the job.
Actually, that is what we are saying, was Lungu is trying to put those PF people in charge so that they just rule as those PF people. Because the firing of a person who has got professional and on the high office like that for the country, which can secure a country's economy, now him goes to economy. Because that is the most high office where the economy can be controlled. Now, if you put a cadre in that office, it means the economy will completely go down. So the issue is he's just trying to kill the economy, and it's not him who will suffer, because him has got a lot of money. It's us younger ones.
Okay.
Yeah, it's us younger ones, and this is our country. Let's wake up and secure our country. All right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was my contribution. Hello?
Thank you so much for your contribution, sir. If you can also leave the stream, because a lot of people want to join the stream, and there's Zula stream manager. Love Soneka on the Facebook is saying, hi, Madam Lily, this is my son living in Dollar. Oh, please, can you turn off your volumes, guys, when you come on the screen, because there's a feedback. Please, there's a feedback. Okay. Yeah. I don't know who's having feedback among you. Okay. The person says, please, just wake up. The person talks about of the church. Thank you so much. Please have Enayas Chaip to make a contribution, please. Hold on, Enayas. Let me unmute your sound. Hi, Enayas. Enayas, you need to unmute your sound, please, yourself. That's the only way you can. Can we please Naomi Benson? Naomi is a female name, but it's a man. Hi, Naomi Benson. If you'd like to contribute, please. I know you earlier.
Hi, madam. How are you? Hi, how are you?
Hi, Naomi. Naomi Benson, how are you, sir?
Okay, how are you, madam?
Fine, thank you.
I think, it's a time to...
Fine, thank you. If you can speak up, please.
Yes, what I'm trying to say is, it's time for PF.
If you can speak up, please, so that we can...
Hello? What I'm trying to say is, this time now, it's a time
it's
a time for PF to go, because it's too much. Because if you see how the economy is now in Zambia, life is so much expensive, whereby people can't afford to buy it. Just to even buy a bread is difficult. So I don't know where we are going as a nation. And how can you fight a person like Danny Kadada, honestly? A person who has common sense, fighting a person like him. I think, people, that's just their eyes. The problem of Zambian is we've put tribe on the, like, we're too tribal as Zambians. We don't like, in short, we don't use, sometimes we don't use our brains in choosing leaders in Zambia. Because they're giving us 50 quarter, 10, 20 quarter, then we are okay. But this time, I think everyone now is not happy with whatever is happening in this country. 2021, we are telling the government. We are telling the knows. Yeah, I think that's the only, that's all I can say for now.
Okay, thank you so much for your contribution. Very tough, and thank you so much for your contribution. Can you please have Benson, maybe you're still at work. If we can have is it Chile Karipa? John Chikaripa. John Chikaripa, how are you, sir? John Chikaripa.
John Chikaripa.
How are you, sir? It's Chikaripa.
Oh, getting me? Yes, it's John.
Okay, I think your signal is not so good. Your signal is not so good. Let me have Herbert. Herbert was first and we lost him. Herbert, how is that? What would you like to do, please? Conrad, you have Wi-Fi. Where you are. Let's do the internet first. Hi, Herbert. We can't hear you, Herbert. We can have you on sound, please. We can't hear you, Herbert. Check your sound, Herbert, please, because we can't hear you. And then, set the volume, Herbert. Hi, Herbert. We can't hear you, Herbert. Try to go back and come in and put sound. Let me try Commander. Commander, how are you? Commander Matero. Hi, Commander Matero. Okay. We've lost, I'm not sure whether he's there. Commander Matero, are you there? It's not really me breaking, guys. It's just people. I'll put myself out a bit. Hi, Eustace. If you could please speak, Eustace.
Hi, Honorable. How are you?
Fine, thank you, sir.
I'm okay. This is Eustace from Avondale, Lusaka.
Oh, my people, my people, my people, my people.
Yes, Honorable.
Oh, good to see you.
Hello.
I said, good to see you.
Okay.
If you can speak.
Okay. I was trying. Hello.
If you could speak, and then if you can say what you want to say, please, and then I will try and put myself out and back because of the signal. What would you like to say?
Yes, I just want to find out how can I get in touch with you.
there is you can email me on lilymutamstv@gmail.com, but I'll be coming to your area in a few days' time.
Okay, I'll inbox you my line on Facebook.
Okay, no problem, sir. Thank you so much for your support.
Okay. Thank you. Zambia forward.
Yes, so James Malambo, how are you?
Forward.
Forward,
Malambo, how are you?
Fine, how are you, madam? How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Hello.
What contribution? I'll remove myself a little bit and come back because of signal. If you can just say your contribution, please.
Yes, I just want to add my contribution toward this current government that we are having now. You know, it's sad that at the midst of this pandemic that we are having, a president can remove the governor, the sensible governor, whereby the economy is not okay, but they are just fixing their own cadres just because they want to everything to go on their way. I'm really heartbroken over what they've done. And come 2021, we should make sure we should work together as youth to remove this government because we are tired. We don't know how we can explain this, but it is heartbreaking, you know. So let the youth work together. Let us come together, each and everyone, wherever we are. We should at least encourage our fellow youth to register the NRCs and the voters cards, because this battle which is ahead of us is not a simple battle. We have to prepare ourselves now. We should go on the ground, whether in the marketplaces. You know, sometimes what we do, you are chatting with your friends. Please try by all means. I'm here in Kitwe. There are a lot of youth that I know, but wherever I go, I have to preach the message of change. And please, my fellow youth who are honorable, you are the people who have to support us so that we can manage to remove this government. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your contribution. You've heard from a fellow youth, but please vote wisely. Herbert, can we try you this time?
Oh, go the other way. They can hear you.
Why?
They can hear you. Take me.
That's why I feel like on the Zoom.
Hi, Erica.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
What's your contribution on this platform?
My friend sent me the link to join the group.
Okay. Oh, I think you are looking for the one for networking. This one we're just discussing about things in Zambia.
Yeah. I heard it. I knew it was about Zambia. I knew it. I'll try to see it.
Are you from Zambia?
No, my friend is from Zambia. My friend is from Zambia. The network is really bad.
Guys, you can carry on discussing. I think the signal, they're now playing with our signal because they don't want us to discuss these things. How are you? Please, Herbert, if you could try to say something, please. Herbert. We can't hear Herbert. Okay, let's have Strong Chingumbe say something. Strong Chingumbe, would you like to say something, please? Okay, let me just remove everyone and then we put people back. Conrad, if you can contribute, please, Conrad.
Okay, good evening, everyone who is watching and everyone who is logged into the system. Yeah, like, let me just talk about this Bank of Zambia Governor thing. You see, like, I don't know where we are going as a country, really. If these people want to be bringing in, they are firing qualified and professional people, and to start bringing in puppets into running state affairs, like, really, I don't know. That's actually, they're actually destroying our country, so to say. Like, running a country is not a kind of like running a Kantemba, a booth, a Airtel booth, running a grocery. That's kind of something like which is very, very different. You see, and running a country should be taken with seriousness it deserves. So, like, those demands, like the Bank of Zambia, DENNY refused to print banknotes and coins, and they choose to fire him, like behaving like they are running a
Oh, what's wrong with his signal? Okay. I think his signal, we've lost him on the signal. Or is it still speaking? I think we've lost him. Can we please have Sunday? I think your signal is not so good after.
Hello, Madam Lily.
Yeah, how are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Yeah, good to see the good things you're doing here.
Thank you so much.
It's great to see that you're bringing Zambian voices together and speaking about issues that matter a lot, especially during this time that we are seeing people who are qualified to do their jobs being fired in preference for cadres. And then we are also seeing the importation of military style vehicles for the police service. And we're wondering, is Zambia going into a military state of some sort? Because that kind of equipment is not necessary in our country because we are not at war. And so I think that the firing of Mr. KALYALYA has a lot to do with some of those decisions that this PF government keeps making, that disadvantage the Zambian people, because it's a lot of money to order that kind of equipment to bring it in Zambia. And I'm sure that the rumors that he's been fired because they want to print money to support their campaigns are not far from the truth. So it's really, really critical that us, especially the young people in Zambia, do a lot more to try and bring our efforts together and support people who want to bring genuine change to the country. Because this government, if it's given another 4 years, I am scared to see where Zambia is going to be, to be at. And for sure, we have to be prepared. I think it's going to be, like, I don't want to be a prophet of doom, but I'm scared for what 2021 is going to be like in terms of the elections and the aftermath, because that's what they are doing in the background can only be assumed based on what we can see in terms of these actions that the president is taking and the party. There's people dying of COVID-19 right now. Hospitals are not well stocked. And you're firing a governor who has the experience to at least manage the economy at a time when the economy is tanking. Right now the economic indicators for Zambia are not good. So why would you replace, a governor who is knowledgeable, of the economy and economic issues in this critical moment, and hire a cadre, not one who is fully qualified to handle the economy going forward, but you hire someone who actually has no clue. If DENNY KALYALYA was replaced by the deputy governor, maybe we could say, okay, it's a change from within, so people who have an idea of what's going on, and maybe they will do things differently. But bringing in someone from, outside, and someone who does not have a track record in that area is quite dangerous, and it's very reckless, for the country. So it's very scary to see the future of Zambia with this current government. I just thought I would share my thoughts, because it's painful. It's painful to see what's going on.
Thank you so much. And for me, I'm disappointed with the president. I don't know who advises him. Maybe Bowman is his advisor, and maybe that's the reason why they've bought those police cars. But right now we can see the desperation of those trucks. I don't know whether we are at war in Zambia. Zambia is a very peaceful country. I've never seen such type of trucks ever in my entire life, not even in Britain. Only when they are going to Afghanistan, that's when we see those. And then we've seen Bowman boast about his wealth. And then we've seen the president firing this man who can at least stabilize the crushed economy of Zambia with his expertise by replacing him with somebody who is a grade 2. I believe he's also a grade 2, like I call them. And I'll continue speaking about these things because these guys don't qualify to be where they are. And it must pain you as a young person who is a graduate, who has a bit of experience, but at least can even deliver, services to this country more than the so-called MPs that are there. That's why I continue speaking about these things.
I think the thing with us maybe in Zambia is that, well, I mean, I wouldn't say too much because I'm not in Zambia right now myself, but I think that the idea that we can't stand up against those wrong decisions that this government continues to make, I think it gives them the impetus to continue making those decisions, because they know that even if they did that, no one is going to stand up against them. They can buy fire tenders at $1 million. We'll talk about it for a few days, and then the story dies. They can, hire contractors to build roads at triple the cost. We'll talk about it a few days, and the story dies. And we can have a Maizegate scandal to the point that the Malawans on the other side actually fired the ministers. The government was a little bit shaken at the time, but our own government, like the people who actually initiated that scandal, continue to be in government up to now, and that story died. So they know that they can continue doing these things because we don't stand up. Like we talk about these few things, like a matter of days or weeks or whatever. And I remember the words of our late president, who were commemorating yesterday or the other day, Dr. Levi Patrick Mwanawasa, he said Zambians forget easily. And I think that's true to a larger extent, because a lot of that stuff ends up being forgotten. And because we don't stand up. I mean, such things, I think that if it was in other countries, we would have inquiries, we would have media investigating, those stories and digging out the truth of who was actually behind the $1 million tracks, and how that came about, who was involved, all the oil deals that these ministers benefit from. We're talking about people who have become millionaires now from nowhere, the likes of Kaiser Zulu. So all those stories build up, but we don't really take advantage of those stories to challenge these people who have power. They continue making those moves and they continue making those decisions because they know they can do it, and we'll just watch them. And we are scared, right, of doing anything about it. They'll tell us, oh, we'll send the police to the street, and we know we are going to fold our arms. So they've used this intimidation tactic for so long, and it's going to continue. And that's why I said I'm even scared for next year's election, because I feel like even if they lost the election next year, there'll be bloodshed in Zambia if anyone tried to challenge them.
That's wrong. Can't keep people talking too much.
No, that's true. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Let's hear from Tavine Clark from. Are you from Jamaica, Tavine?
Yeah, I'm from Jamaica.
Tavine, how are you? Okay, Tavine, if you make a contribution, please. Yes, how are you? Hi, Tavine. You can say something, please.
Hello, I'm from Jamaica. I'm from Jamaica. I'm from this based on your call. We are the descendants of the slave trade happened in the 14th century, all the way to the 18th century and 19th century. Jamaica is a former British colonial empire, just like Zambia, right?
Yes, just like Zambia, yes.
So how thing was Zambia? How thing was Zambia?
Sorry?
In
Zambia, a lot. I'm sure you've seen a lot of videos about Chinese people in Zambia and how the things that were happening, and Mao Sampa. I know most of you people started watching videos about Mao Sampa when he was shutting down Chinese businesses. And now, at the moment, we're approaching towards the election now, where there's so much desperation with the current government. Most of the time when I share videos about the president of Zambia on my YouTube channel, foreign nationals, the comments they just make on my videos, I'm even ashamed that he's our president. They ask questions, where Zambians sleeping? So what would you like to say about Jamaica compared to Zambia, with the things that you keep on hearing me sharing on my YouTube channel?
There really really difference between Jamaica and Zambia now. They are both same. Jamaica and Zambia are both the same, but not really same all about. They're not the same. Probably I say probably the Chinese thing the same. Say with the Chinese in Jamaica. Say we probably the Chinese. Almost every shop in Jamaica owned by Chinese. Well, 90% of black money I go to Chinese. And 3% I go to the black community. We all have Chinese black owned business in Jamaica. We all have black owned business in Jamaica. So that's the reason why blacks are not gonna get any wealth in Jamaica. Because China can take over the next 10 years and now not gonna have wealth.
Yeah.
Same thing in Zambia.
And that's why our current government is desperate, because we don't know the deals that they've signed with China as well. Let me just ask Pochas TV, what would you like to say? And then we'll have Mr. Kwachangwe, our amazing supporter of these live streams. How are you, Pochas TV?
I'm okay. I'm greeting everyone over there.
Fine, thank you.
First of all, I want to ask this question.
Herbert, can you try to speak? Let's see.
Yeah. Okay. Can you hear me now? Hello.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Carry on, Coach's TV.
I want to ask a question first. I just found it when I logged in. What is the reason why this governor been is it resigned? I mean, retired or what? What's the reason behind? What is the reason behind?
It is alleged that he's been fired by the president because it is alleged that he refused to print more money to give PF.
This government, where are we going now? Yeah, sometimes you can even fail to comment on such issues because it doesn't even make sense. It's not making sense.
Yeah.
Come again?
Yeah. Like our brother from Jamaica is saying, it's like same problem like Jamaica. He's saying the same thing. We are all suffering.
Yeah, but another problem that we have. Another problem that we have. These trucks that they have brought in to intimidate Zambians, they are there just to intimidate us. And I think maybe China provided those funds or those trucks so that they can intimidate us so that they continue ruling us. Because as you were saying in the first place, we don't have what they have signed between them and China. They have been borrowing monies without the parliament approving those monies. So they are afraid. They don't want to leave this
put your country in debt.
Come again?
Put your Zambia in debt.
The problem is, my friend, your English is troubling me.
They're putting Zambia in debt.
Yeah.
No, Jamaicans, that's how it's saying they're putting Zambia in debt. Yeah.
Okay.
I live with Jamaica people in UK, so that's why they support me. Yeah,
you help us to interpret. Otherwise, some of the things we are failing to understand.
We Marcus Garvey, free Africa now. Where's we come? Where's Marcus Garvey come from? Marcus Messiah Garvey, you know. Accent Africa country.
So that's it, really. Those trucks are just there to intimidate. Yes. I don't have much to say. All I wanted to hear was what is happening and what is the reason behind the firing of that governor. So they want just to be printing money like already inflation is high. So what does this mean to print more money? Don't they understand the repercussions? Do they want to become like the counter regime? Or the neighboring the Zimbabwe? Is it the situation to put us in?
And the appointed governor.
From where?
The appointed governor is from Zambia. Is a cadre. The newly appointed governor is a cadre. A strong cadre.
And how is he going to run the country?
Wait.
How is he going to
all
manage the finances?
All I said was, for me, I'm happy if the pound is 30 kwacha, because if I get paid by YouTube £1,000, that's a lot of money. It means I'll have 30,000 kwacha every month. No problem. But you will suffer. Mr. Where one suffer is in the UK. You will suffer.
And around in the morning, I saw one short video clip, which was captured in one of the hospitals in Zambia, whereby a patient was sleeping on a bed where there is no mattress, and on I don't know if it is the package of his or her food, there were a lot of rats running up and down. And somebody saying 2 million is nothing. 2 million is nothing for shopping. And in hospitals, because we cannot be mentioning Corona this time. Corona just came, it's less than a year. But a bed without a mattress, maybe it has been there for more than a year. And somebody is saying 2 million is nothing.
It did not develop to a threat. It is a long time, but it did not develop so bad.
The problem is with ourselves. We don't want to change the government. We see the wrongs, we say, no, let's give them time. Time for what? This time around, if we put in a UPND, We'll give it 5 years, the first 5 years. If they fail to perform, they don't show us any signs of positivity, we have to fire them. That's the only way. And the problem that we have in Zambia is the ruling party which comes in, it is always trying to win elections using whatever means they can use to just to remain in power. But by so doing, we never develop. The best way to develop is those people have to be accountable for their moves they are making. If they fail to run the country, they must be aware that the next elections they'll be out of office. Shortly, I was watching a video. They were ranking African presidents. Where are this? Nana Addo, the Ghanaian president, was the on top, the first.
Ghanaian president. Yes.
You see, Kagame was number 2. Angolan president was, I don't know if it's number something. Zambia can be maybe on top. The West president maybe can be on top. Can't you be ashamed of that, please? When are we going to change? And the biggest problem that we have our brothers and sisters in the villages, because they only wait for us to change things, then they stick again to the new government. So if we change to UPND, again to change to another political party is going to be a very big problem again. You see? That's the biggest problem we have. Our brothers and sisters in the villages, our mothers and our grandparents, they are a problem. It's very difficult for them to understand that something is wrong in urban areas, because for them, when you mention $1, they don't know anything. For as long as at the end of the year or at the middle of the year, they'll be given maybe four pockets of fertilizer. They'll think, this government is caring about us. But those are just peanuts. They'll put big chunks in their pockets, individual pockets, and just a chunk, it's like somebody has eaten the food, then you get butter and smear on the lips of the rest. That's what they do. And if you continue controlling this nonsense, our Zambia will never develop. In the next coming 100 years, until Jesus comes, it will never develop. Let us be putting these leaders accountable for whatever they are doing. Every time they do something which is not right, we have to rise. We've been sitting quiet for so long. They do this, we just watch. They do that, we just watch. Like what happened the last elections. The PF, even if they boast to say HH has lost 5 times, that's not true. UPND has won 3 times. If things were to be straight, UPND have won 3 times. But because somebody was is level-headed upstairs, he used his own brains to manipulate the results. But this time around, let's try our best to defend our votes. If we vote, let our vote count. Not whereby we are voting somebody in, somebody's voting.
This time, the embassies are being involved. American embassy, British embassy, they're being involved in the registration and the protection of votes because they are concerned. Even the Catholic Church has made that promise. So about that one, don't worry, we are all involved. Let's have, let's try Herbert again, and then we'll have Mr. Kwachangwe all the way from England. So Herbert, can you try this time to speak? We see. Speak up, Herbert, let's see. I think you need to check your volume, check your sound, your volume. Check on the where it says
the mic, the mute.
Maybe the mic. Yeah, maybe
the mic icon. Check if it is okay.
Try it again. We can't hear you. Try again. Okay, let me allow Mr. Kwachangwe to say something in Britain. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you. And it's good to see everybody and just this opportunity to speak. I was a little bit shocked to hear that our governor has been fired. The only thought that came in my mind was when the leak of the corruption was leaked, I thought that he's been fired because he's been corrupt, because the president said that he'll be firing some people because of corruption. But if he's been fired because of the reason that you just said, this is really, really bad for the nation. Especially as somebody has said, because We are in the middle of the pandemic, and I think there's need for some sense of stability, especially when it comes to the economy. If you fire your governor, that means your pound or your value of your money will definitely go down, because they are the custodian of business and all the other stuff. That's why we are seeing the kwacha is dropping. But anyway, as you've said, it's good for us who are in the UK, because if I have £100, then I'm a richest man in the world in Zambia's terms, so it's good. Yeah, but in a way, people may say people are in the diaspora, it's okay, but to tell you the truth, I want to let the Zambian people know that even us who are in the diaspora, we are also suffering. We are suffering not in the terms of the economy, but we are suffering because to see our people, our parents, our brothers, our sisters suffering. Some of our students who don't have jobs, they've been to university, they've spent a lot of money on university, and they've come out, worked hard, they can't find employment. Some of our medical staff who've worked hard, they don't do their work professionally. So in a sense, all the institutions that are supposed to be helping the Zambian people are really below par. And I think, it's high time that this pandemic, like coronavirus, has helped the Zambian people to realize that you need to build your own house. We need to build our own country. We need to build our own institution, like medical care. We need to build our police institution. We need to build all these local government needs to be built up in a way that it will be sustainable. It can help our economy. But the way PF is behaving is beyond belief. I can only say that PF has become like another coronavirus. Every day you're having new cases. And I think what we need is the remedy. We need a new vaccine for Zambia in order for Zambia to go forward. Next year, it's my prayer that the Zambian people vote wisely, because to tell you the truth, it's not going to save anyone. Especially the virus, if it's sure, you need to have a proper medical care. You need to have people who are intelligent to know what they're doing in order to develop a country. PF has shown that they are only interested in themselves. When you heard what Lusambo said, that you have to build your own money for the future. But how many people have the same privilege? They don't have the privilege. We all have to become politicians in order to build our future for our children and our children. No, we don't have that privilege. So it's incumbent upon those who are in leadership to provide the necessary tools, the will for every Zambian. That's why I'm advocating we need to bring in the government a political party or the government advocates for one Zambia, one nation, not a political party that is only inwardly looking at we have seen in PF. So I think it's high time that we Zambian, we woke up. Kwachangwe, tushibukevane. Kukopa Belt, I'm glad to hear that guy from Kopa Belt was speaking. That was very good. Kopa Belt, we need to wake up. Chilabombe, Mazabuka, and always, wherever we are, we need to change. Come 2021, we need a new government that cares for the Zambian people, that cares for the poor, that cares for, new wages. If you don't have minimum wage, like someone said, from America, that lady who said from America, at least me, I have food on my table. I have breakfast. Even if I have everything, even if there's a pandemic, people are being provided. But in Zambia, because we don't have money, you're suffering. We are suffering. So let the Zambian people know that every Zambian, because of what's happening in Zambia, we are also suffering. We are not happy. And I think the writing is on the wall. PF is not good for the nation. They have to leave. And we should stop this idea of calling them Papa, Daddy, Daddy. That is nothing. Politicians are politicians, and they should be named the way they are supposed to be. And if they fail, they have to be moved out. Mr. President Rupia Banda spoke on YouTube. He left. And it's the same thing. They have left their only legacy. This government to be remembered for corruption. To the president, he doesn't speak. Why doesn't he speak? It is only philosophy that he's using. But I think it's high time that we Zambian, we woke up, and I think I'm glad that these things are happening. It's a blessing in disguise, because we know who they are, so that we can know the right people can do our nation for the better of every Zambian. Not only this tribalism that they are promoting, but it's one Zambia, one nation, and that's the political path that we need in Zambia, not tribalism and cadreism that has to go. And that's just my contribution. My contribution is today is Zambian wake up. PF is another coronavirus, and we'll be having new cases if we vote them in power next year. And it's time we got them out for Zambia to develop. That's my contribution, Bill.
Thank you so much for your contribution. And the shocking part is that the person who has been given the job is a cadre, a non-cadre, doesn't even qualify for the job of governor of Zambia. Now, this afternoon, as I was going to somewhere near Charleston, Chainda, somewhere there, I saw that the pound rate is now 25 kwacha.
My goodness.
2 months ago, it was even at least 19 kwacha, but now it's gone to 25 kwacha, meaning with having somebody who's not an expert, who cannot control things well and wants to print more money. It is alleged that they want to print more money. I think we should experience a high rate of the dollar and the pound as well. It should be even 30 kwacha, I believe. Things are bad in the country. I can say this to you, Mr. Kwanchangwe, and who's in the diaspora, and you, Conrad, that things are really bad. Life is expensive. There are no job opportunities. People are really struggling. And then we see people playing around with the wealth of our country. Bowman Lusambo the other day said he uses 2 million kwacha to shop, just to shop. Now, this 50 kwacha that every time I'm doing my live streams nowadays, Mr. Kwacha, where I show people this 50 kwacha, because this is what people are being paid to vote for PF during the by-elections. They were being given 50 kwacha. Now, this 50 kwacha cannot even feed you for a week. So people should be careful what they are voting for. They need to make up their minds. Their decision should be focused. Like you said, even if it's somebody else was saying, was it Pocha's TV? He said, even if it's UPND, after 5 years, they're not performing, we kick them out. That's why I'll be there. If they're not performing, I'll be saying, this is what you were promising people. Fulfill this. We don't need people who'll be in parliament and they'll be saying, yeah, throughout. We need people that can speak and will say, no, you said this. Let's do this according to what you said. At least we've seen what Gary Nkombo has been saying. Honorable Gary Nkombo is amazing, and he's a great representation of UPND. And I know if we can have 10 more Gary Nkombos in Zambia, then we'll have a better Zambia. Thank you so much, sir, for your contribution. Yeah, let's hear from Herbert. Herbert, how are you?
Can I just make one more? The thing is, in Zambia, we've been lied. We've been lied a lot, because this idea that if someone raises a Bible and comes and speaks the language of theology or Christianity, that means he'll make a good leader. That's not right. I think we need to move away from this politics of choosing people just because they can pray, or maybe they can read the scripture from the Bible, then they can make a good leader. We have seen what has happened. People are hiding behind Bibles and behind churches as if they are good leaders. But I think we need to see, people need to tell us their manifesto, what they're supposed to do. And if they cannot fulfill their manifesto, come 5 years, we kick them out of power. This idea of just because someone prays or somebody is very humble, that means they are good leader. No, we need to produce. They need to produce the stuff. If they cannot bring us jobs, they cannot give us medical care, they cannot protect our nation, what are they good for? They are good for nothing. So let them read their Bible at home and give us economy that is vibrant and good for everybody, not just hiding behind the Bibles. I think we should forget about all this, the religious sentiments and rhetoric that is spoken in Zambia in their political arena, and leave politics the way it's supposed to be to serve the Zambian people. That's really my contribution. Thank you very much.
Can you imagine, Mr. Kochangwe, that in Zambia today, like in my constituency, Monale, we have children in a classroom of 105 to 120 in primary school in one class.
That's terrible. Not this 21st century.
And how does a teacher even teach 100 because even 10 children is a problem. Now, what more 120 children in one class, one teacher?
And we have so many teachers who are qualified and they have no jobs.
Yes.
And Zambia is not a poor country. Zambia is a very rich country. We've got gold, we've got emerald, we've got different emerald, and the population is only 18 million. Every Zambian deserves a better future. I think it's high time that we gave them a red card. We give a red card to this FP and let another party come in and save the Zambian people. Thank you very much. And may God bless our Zambia, one Zambia, one nation. Thank you. God bless.
Yes, one Zambia, one nation.
Thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you so much for your contribution. Okay, now we can hear you. Herbert, we can finally hear you. How are you?
I'm very fine, Lily. How are you?
I'm fine. What happened to your sound?
I don't know. I was using my phone earlier, so I was shocked my microphone wasn't coming on, but I've turned on to the laptop, and I hope you're able to get me now.
Yes, very clearly, yes.
All right, okay. To start with, I love Zambia so much, and I love my country so much. I love the continent of Africa, but I'm very much flabbergasted at what's going on around the country. It's like we don't have leadership in the country, you know, because even the scripture, the very same scriptures that we like running to states to say, if the one who's leading you is blind, you know, you all fall into a ditch. And I recall very well when before the president was even sworn in as president and all that, he clearly told the nation that he had no vision. So we went ahead and we put a person in place that had no vision. And this is clear. These are clear signs. This is clear evidence that we are being led by someone without vision. And as a result of that, the country is going down the drain. You know, I went to social media today only to find news that the Bank of Zambia Governor has been fired. So I was trying to find out the reasons why he was fired. And of course, if it is really true that he's been fired because he refused to print out notes and issues like that, then we really don't have a president. And I'm not scared to say this. I'll clearly state it. We don't have a president. We have no leader in the country. We have no leader in the country. You know, there are so many cries. If I start maybe speaking about my grievances, we might go on even up to 0, and because almost everyone is not happy with what's going on in the country. What's going on is not very fair. We have politicians that are coming on live and stating that they use 2 million kwacha for shopping. Do you know what 2 million kwacha is? Do you know what 2 million kwacha can do if we were to invest in education, if we were to invest in the health sector and so many other public sectors? You know, corruption is at its highest. I don't even know what we can say. You know, I don't know what to say. I don't know who's advising the president. I don't know what's surrounded the president. I'm tired of getting statements like, you know, the president is okay. It's just the people that surround him who are the problem.
No,
if the people that have surrounded the president, no, listen, if the people that have surrounded the president are wrong people, then it means he's the wrong person himself. Because they say, if you play, say for instance, if I mingle with 5 thieves, automatically I'll be the 6th one. So if the people that have surrounded the president are wrong people, then it should be the wrong #1 person. Look, there is so much. I don't know what to say. But one thing I can say to all the youths out there, I know there are people that are watching this live, and there are those that will listen to this afterwards. Listen, it's time to change the government. This is not the time to be tribal. This is not the time to be partisan. We are tired of the PF. We are tired of their system. Listen, I'll give a practical example of our neighboring country, Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe had the chance and an opportunity to change the system, but they changed the person. After changing the person, the system remains the same. And we can see the state at which Zimbabwe is. So you get to find that even in Zambia, if we say the PF are okay and we just change one person, we are endorsing the very same corrupt system that has drowned the country in the depths in which it is. So it's time to change the system. It's time to change the government. Let us try, if it's the UPND that we are going to put there, let's put the UPND. If they fail to work, we chuck them out. If it's the NDC that we are going to put there, let us put them there. If they fail to work, we chuck them out. The point is, we are tired of the PF, we are tired of corruption, and I'm not for the idea that Bowman Lusambo came on TV and he called the first family idiots. Do you know what it took for Kaunda to fight for independence in this country? Would you even be there today if our forefathers never fought for independence? What audacity do you have to call the first family idiots, Mr. Lusambo? I know you are going to watch this. You better come to the public and apologize to the first family. I'm not for the idea that you went there and you uttered statements like you've made peace. Which peace have you made? Calling the first family idiots automatically. Okay, but Mweresa, about these people in the PF government, where did they come from? Because I'm beginning to think they are not Zambians. What they are doing is so un-Zambian. It's not fair for every Zambian. Look, we've got so many issues to talk about. I'm not a politician myself, but I'm a concerned citizen. I'll conclude with this. You know, I was so shocked that cadres can go at Central Police, beat up the police, and go. You know, someone comes, they issue statements like he has brought himself in, he goes there, then they sign him a bond. The question I have for the IG and for the entire police community is, when did you start granting bonds to aggravated robbery criminals? Besides that, you even changed the case to aggravated assault. The person, you release him on bond, he goes to Eastern Province and is welcomed like a president. Look, we saw a PF cadre, a PF official being saluted by ZAF officials. Where on earth? What's going on in this country? Look, if you have got no eyes, I know there are so many cadres out there who say no, PF is working. Of course, you might say PF is working. The reason why we put governments in place is for them to manage our resources, is for them to manage the taxpayers' money. So I'm not for the idea that someone will come and tell me that the PF has made roads, the PF has built hospitals. To start with, that is the first reason why we put them there, to manage our resources. And part of managing our resources is to build hospitals, is to build roads, is to see to it that every Zambian has got a good life. So this campaign strategy of saying we have built roads, we have built hospitals, we have done this, should not even be spoken about, because that is the reason why you are there as our leaders. And to start with, you are not our boss. We are your bosses because we put you there. So this issue of intimidating us, whenever the youths want to come out, whenever the youths want to talk out, you use the police force to silence us. We are not going to succumb to intimidation. We are tired of the PF regime and we want you out of the government. LUNGU to anakana imwe. It's like you don't have the leadership that needs to drive this economy to the next level. We want a leader that is sober-headed, you know. We want a leader that will make sound decisions. What are you going to benefit by firing the governor of Bank of Zambia? If need be, the Bank of Zambia should be independent. It should not even be entangled in political whatsoever we call them. We are tired of the PF regime. Exactly. Look, we have got ministers. Okay, about Lusambo, yes, you can use 2 million kwacha for shopping. But can you create an economical environment in the country where someone from Kalingalinga or where someone from Changombo can also use a 2 million kwacha for shopping? If we can get to that level, then I can say the leaders. But if you are the only person that can come on social media and brag and boast that you can use 2 million kwacha for shopping, then you have ruined the economy. Just like Samba said, to say, if you get rich using politics, then you are a thief. Because most of the PF officials that we have in power today went in power with nothing. But today they are bragging of being millionaires. Where have you gotten millions from? Mr. Lusambo, if I can ask you a question to start with, how much do you get paid? How many registered businesses do you have in the country that is well able to give you those monies you spend on Milimu? The money unbudgeted for that you give to marketeers, where does that money come from? You come with a 30 million kwacha to say youth empowerment. I have got questions for you, government officials. That 30 million kwacha that you brought as youth empowerment, was it budgeted for? Was it donor funded? Who gave you that money? Where did that money come from? Is it included in the budget? If it is not included in the budget, we are not interested in that money, because the moment we get that money, we are also contributing in taking the economy of the nation down. We need leaders that will come on board, who are level-headed, such that even when they want to bring out the money, that money will be budgeted for, it will be accounted for, and where it will go, we shall see where it's going. Recently, we saw, yesterday, I don't know, I saw something on social media that Japan has contributed 500 million to spearhead whatsoever that money is for. Of course, you have announced that money has come in, but the shocking part is we are never going to see that money working. Listen, guys, but PF, we are tired of you. We are tired of you. In my own personal capacity, I'll decampaign you. If you want to call me UPND, I have got no problem with that. If you want to call me NDC, I have no problem with that. You can call me all the names that you want, but the bottom line is we are tired of you. Walungu, stop giving excuses that the people that have surrounded you are the wrong people, you are the right person. If you are surrounded by the right people, you are the wrong person. And we need intellectuals in the government, not cadres. I was so shocked. This information is made plain for the public to read. When you go to Parliament website, you're going to find the qualifications of people we call leaders. It's so amusing. You know, what qualifications does the very same person that has assumed the office as the Bank of Zambia Governor have? Which university did he go to? Has he ever managed any economical position in capacity? If he hasn't, where do you want to take this nation? Mr. Lungu, what's going on? What's going on? What's wrong with you, Bamdala? Of course, we know prayer is important. On the 24th of October, which is not far from now, you'll be calling for the nation to come and pray and fast. But after the prayer and fasting, most of the Zambians are going back to poverty. You'll be enjoying the monies that you are stealing. You know, we've heard of so many things that have gone wrong in the country. To talk of the 48 houses, the Mukula tree, the whatever, so many things that we've heard of, the ambulances, the whatever. You know, come on, where are we taking the nation? Where are we taking the nation? We are not okay with you. We are not okay with you. By youth morning, if you are going today, UPNDPF, it's time to change government. We are tired of these guys. It's just the bottom line. We are tired of the PF regime. And if we are tired with them, the only thing to do is to remove them out of power. Let us see if Bowman was removed out of power, if be able to spend 2 million kwacha on shopping. Let us see. Once he's chucked out of government, let us see if you come on social media fronting that he's spending 2 million kwacha on shopping. You go in dollar, you put inappropriate billboards. The Sambo family wishes you to, I'm mentioning names because what I'm saying is in the public domain. You know, a face mask, that thing is not a thing guard. You know, it's you know.
Of course.
Let us vote. Let us vote wisely. Trying to vote wisely next year. Trying to vote wisely next year. If you are no, let us remove the fight. Let us unite and show them who has the power. They don't have the power. We have the power. No wonder they are pushing so hard to fight against, to push this same code, Bill 10, to pull through so that it will give them the capacity to remain in power for, I don't know. But by youth, time to wake up is now. You know, this is the only Zambia we have. We don't have another Zambia. We don't have another country. This is the only country that we have. So, Barusambo, Turerombako Kweba, Tumulombe Kobwerero, Kuri first family. You have no capacity and you have no right to call the first family idiots. On this one, sir, you have to apologize. You have to apologize. Whether you have power, whether you have authority or what, we don't care about your power, we don't care about your money, and we don't care about your authority. Make peace with the first family, because very soon you'll be out of power. Because na 2 million kwacha mkwete kuira mo shopping tamwaka ikwate anymore, because the money you are using, we don't know where it's coming from. Show us your pay slips. If your pay slip is worth 2 million kwacha per month or per week, to quiet. but pari payslip yenungata pari 2 million kwacha. We have all the rights to talk because that's mismanagement of public funds. So, you know, let us use social media. They say HH is the president for Facebook. Let him be the president for Facebook. But that man, you know, I read his articles. I read what is posted, what the posts that is made. You know.
Let me stop you there. If people are thinking Zambians are sleeping when it comes to social media, they'll be shocked. I saw a lady who was selling charcoal, and a lady was selling just some tomatoes. She had a smartphone. How much are smartphones these days? People can afford good smartphones now. Believe you me, I think a few days ago you saw when Sia1 joined my live stream and he said, the people in the town, don't worry. Even the police are campaigning for you. Go to the villages because they are the ones who don't know what's going on ground. As for that one, I can tell you, a lot of people are exposed. I've been following Mr. Hakainde Hichilema's page when he only had a few likes. His page is now 560,000 likes. Very soon, he's going to have 1 million followers. One thing I can say is, I used to have that thing to say, oh, maybe LUNGU is a very nice man. He's just surrounded by a few wrong people until I met his family. And then I knew we have a problem. And the people I'll blame is every Zambian that voted for him. And that's why I am insisting on the fact that Zambians should vote for someone who has a vision for this country and not somebody that never even had a vision. If you look at the family of President LUNGU now, you will weep. They are living in poverty. Not even one person that the president has even helped. Recently, there was a funeral of one of his family, and he was saying he wanted, this is the family saying this, not hearsay, it's a true story. He told the church that they wanted, he should move the church service to Kablonga. And the pastor said, no, you will come here so that you see how your family is suffering. They are suffering. Believe you me. If I just do a video of the house of where President LUNGU's family, his family, I'm talking about his sister's children. This is his family. Not even one. The entire family. What about you? That's why you need to be strong as a Zambian to choose a leader. At least when I look at Mr. Hakainde, of course, now that I am close and I'm investigating, I'm okay, wow, there's this, there's that. He started a scheme where he was giving one cow. That cow gives birth. That cow is the one that has a baby. That baby calf goes to the next neighbor. Now, is it in Sesheke? Now, all of those people in that region where Mr. Hakainde Hichilema is known, they all have cows. Now, that's empowerment. Whether you like it or not, those people will never struggle. But imagine even a drink, not even 50 kwacha. President LUNGU has never even, I wanted to bring the niece on the live stream for her to speak. You would be in tears if you see her. The niece, the nephew, everybody. What about you? If this person cannot look after his family, he will never look after you. And this is real blood, not family what everybody knows. That's where even he grew up from. So I'm urging every young person. I mean, you've seen, and everything that happens now, you can see he doesn't care. And that's why we're in a mess. Now, for him to fire the governor who is well educated, you fire the person because you feel he will not do what you want to do, because obviously I believe Bowman is behind all these firings. I think Bowman is in control of this country more than even the president. You know, and you bring in a cadre. You bring in a cadre. I mean, it's an embarrassment to the educated people of Zambia. We have so many educated people who are at University of Zambia. They are lecturers, they are professors. Couldn't he have even picked one of them to at least even run? I mean, why have you fired this intelligent man? Thank you so much. William Lenga, what would you like to contribute, please?
Yeah, I'm always upset, you know. Good evening to everybody. Hello?
We
Yes.
can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, speak up.
Yeah. Madam Lily always, she demands us men to speak like men. I'm going to increase the volume.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, first of all, I want to say, our incoming president shouldn't be. He should be telling us what we want to hear. He shouldn't be telling us that he is not going to arrest the criminals, all those who are doing criminal activities. That he should not tell us as Zambians. I heard him on one of the media. He has to be frank. We are giving him support now as Zambian youth. He has to promise us. He has to be the Mwanawasa of the next generation. He has to be the Michael Christopher of the next generation. If people are stealing now, you cannot tell us that he's not going to prosecute them. No. Okay? It's us Zambians who are going to vote for him, not these criminals. That he has to assure us, because we are putting him in that office to control things, not to just continue as business as usual. No. That's what I want to say. Now, from the time I started seeing things in a perspective way, I joined the UPN. Even if I don't have anything to prove, I know one day I'm going to have that. That's what I wanted to state first. And then the next thing, as Zambian youths, let's get the NRCs and voters card. Those are the two weapons which are going to help us to remove this tyrannical regime. Because without those two documents, even if you are an advocate, you are what and what, you are nothing with those, because your vote counts. Because if I have a vote, I'm going to convince the next person who is next to me, and that person will convince the next person to vote for what is right. That is the other issue. And again, as youths, let's stand strong and defend what is right. SATA went into State House because the youth of Zambia voted. By then, I remember I was in soccer. Okay, I was in soccer at the soccer high school. We used to campaign as pupils because we knew things were not okay. We used to campaign. By then, in 2011, I was in grade 12 years by then. We used to campaign. We knew what was good for us. So, as Zambian youth, we have to stand firmly and do what is right for ourselves and our next generation. Because if we don't do what is good now, what do you expect? What do you expect next? You can't have people like Bowman somewhere in offices. You know, people who boast of stealing, they are even comfortable. They can steal and boast. You know, abana benu ninshi bakesa ikalapo ninshi bakakwata. You can even insult the first family. Say they do it not steal because they are 27 years in office without stealing. Surely one day kuwaseka but isekutesha kweba you are happy but yeah, but it's only us youth, because without us there is no future. That I can tell anyone. Without us youth making proper decisions, there is no future. There is no future. Someone can fire and he brings a drunkard. What do you expect? But yeah, let's do justice to ourselves as youths. It's a shock, man.
It's a shock.
We are a laughing stock. We are a laughing stock in Africa. I may blame the southern part and east part of Africa, as we have got Thailand leaders who are making bad choices when governing, but Zambia should be the top. Should be on the top. Should be the first, because
thank you so much, Walia.
Yeah, the other thing which let me conclude.
Okay.
Not HH. Yeah, because HH said you have to cry for yourself. Yeah, we know HH is comfortable, but what I can say, even those people around HH must help him. We are there as youth who want to contribute to UPND. Let them empower us, even with bicycles. We don't even want cars, because cars can't go in some remote. Go on the ground, since they don't want these people to campaign. Give us bicycles, give us mountain bikes where we can go. We go and meet people. I like what Sheila is doing there in Lusaka with you, Lily. Let them empower us. We don't want even money. We just want things which can make us move and reach the people in the rural areas. Me, I'm on the copper belt. People are t-shirt in a bag of mini one day. Cooking oil. You saw what happened in Chilanga. They took drums of cooking oil there. People were, it was something else. Let them power us who are ready to work. We are ready to work. Since we don't work, it's better to Wombaka. We are graduates without nothing. Let's campaign for them. I don't want to be employed. I don't want to be employed in the next government, but I want to work, because I know if I don't benefit, my one of my siblings or other will benefit. Let H and the group empower us. Even a bicycle can do, you know. Some of us were able to cover 50 kilometers to reach out to the people and tell them, because since these people, if you have observed Madam Lead, these people they are here. They are here on the copper belt disputing these NRCs and other things. As people are getting NRCs, let's just go in the rural areas and tell people what to do. Otherwise, if that is not done, we are feeling for ourselves. For me,
okay, thank you so much.
Just like
okay, then before I go out, let me just say something to you, Lily, and just to add up on what my brother there is from saying. Okay. We honor the courage and the confidence that you have of just coming out in the open and wanting to contest in the elections. Of course, we understand that what's going on is bad, and we really need youths in the government, because it is us with the right energy, the right attitude, and with the right courage that's going to take this nation to the next level. Remember, even scripture tells us to say a good parent leaves an inheritance for his children's children. But if we allow this regime to continue, our future generations are not going to have an inheritance to take over. Africa is where it is today because our forefathers never left anything for us. If need be, we start fighting from scratch. By the time we are trying to make it, everything, the energy has gone. You get it? And we just end up dying without leaving anything for our children. So now you get to find that we have to fight for an inheritance to be left for the future generations. And the people that are going to bring about change, and the people that are going to bring about a regime that will sustain the oncoming future, it is us, the young people. It is us, the youth. So, Bamtaz, I follow your YouTube videos. I watch you. I like it. I like what you're doing. Now, the only thing I'm going to ask of you guys, taturefuama campaign yako but mretuletera ma t-shirt, matuletere fitenge. Those politics, we don't want them anymore. We want politics that will educate people on why they are voting. We want politics that will educate people on why they should put the right people in government. Because I am a politics, batuletera chibuku, batuletera fitenge, batuletera akabunga, you know, ubunga bwarapu, ekitenge kyararep, ka t-shirt kala chuchuka, ka red barret, ka green barret, ka orange barret, fyarapu efindwifyo. We go back to the suffering while the people that we have empowered keep on enjoying the monies that are in the government. So Bamtaz trerombako kwebati trefoya intellectual politics. Nanguni muma campaigning nga twaisa mkumi pera support. Trefoya chitana understand you kwebati ababantu ture pera support. Bantu abala bringing about change. Bantu abala leta change. Can you imagine? Zambia has got all the minerals. We have all the resources. Zambia is rich, but its people are poor. It is not fair and it is not just. Zambia is very rich. It is just been mismanaged. And that is why we are where we are today. We don't even need to print monies anymore. We don't need to be bringing foreign investors here, there, pante. I like what PHI residents did by refusing those Chinese people to put up a shopping mall where there's supposed to be a play park. So people are waking up. Therefore, abantu abalitontonkanya mu government, not abantu akwagati inshishi gafumoko ngachiranwa chibuku ngachiranwa enshi aisa pa TV areranda fe fintu fya kwatafire panga na amano. You know, for badera ndanangwa mu dictionary tawakasangena meaning ya words ya moyo bade bomfya to anaka with such type of leadership. We want leaders that are going to take us forward. So thank you so much for that. We are behind you. We appreciate your courage, we appreciate your confidence, and we are in full support of what you guys are doing. So, abwabare vera matam non-partisan and enjoy a youth who desires change. Just come out in the open and say, I'm supporting you, PND, I'm supporting this party because we are tired of this regime. We need change. We need change. We need intellectuals to handle right positions. Firing the governor of Bank of Zambia is automatically out of syllabus. It doesn't even make sense, and it's not going to earn you anything. Putting that person you have put there who doesn't even have the rightful qualifications to handle the job, we don't appreciate that. Look, you have failed, the government has failed to end load shedding because they have no people with innovative ideas to handle such positions like that. Look, we have countries that are investing in solar energy. We have countries that are investing in wind energy. Zambia is vast. We've got lots of forests where we can plant windmills. We have got vast of open spaces where we can put solar panels. We've got so many other things, so much water bodies that we can utilize to generate electricity. We are tired of hearing sentiments to say, we are tired of that. We are looking for a government that will come and say, okay, karibatam ya bomba sana, trend pange kwe fintuna fimbi, if you are ambo kudeta maraiti. You know, we can't be trading. $1 is equivalent to 19 kwacha. Do you know what that means? Imagine. Bus fare from Charleston to town, ingata ukwete 50 kwacha, you can't move from Charleston to town. How many people are having a 50 kwacha per day? Pena po barore keshepo. So na mwene ngatwa mi votera ero mwakonkanya po ne misangwe shine shkweta banen tatwa kakokode. Ifine, you are the guys that have risen up, you are the guys that have come up, and we are supporting you because we want to see change. But na ngatwa mi votera mwaisa mupawa mambo kuchitofo badechita. We are now the people that are going to rise up against you and remove you out of power. So this goes out to all the youth activists, to everyone that is speaking for the masses out there. Just like President Michael Sata, the late may his soul rest in peace, put it to say, Mweba Sambidida, you are the worst cowards. There are people out there that are not happy with the way things are happening, but in the name of job security and in the name of fearing to be arrested, you are quiet instead of coming out and voicing out for your nation. Remember, you might be safe today, but certainly the children that are coming after us, our children, our own children, we will not find a better Zambia to live in. We will not find a safer Zambia to live in if we allow this to continue. So it's just time to change the system. It's time to change the government. But PF to Anakanenu, it's time to go. John said, you come back. Ever since I started reasoning, I'm closing with this. Ever since I started reasoning, I've always known that voter registration transpires goes on about, is it 90 days? I stand to be corrected. It takes place with
3 months.
90 days.
3 months.
Yeah, 3 months. Number 30 days, my friend. Murela that coronavirus, but president, nishmaire mkuchita officiate makeni bridge, tamato mtonkenye pari coronavirus. Konso kumu ya mama says yonsa ya abantu aya mikonka, tamutontonkanya pari coronavirus. Ero mwise mtuwe batinga tuwa mkurembesho kuvota muri anankane 3 months to rarara coronavirus. Kuchpato kutwari mona bena jeje bade itama youths bade bachitawe okam furu bade pepeke myoto katabade tonton kanya pari coronavirus. Ero mwise mtuwe bati kuchitira register voters mune tupera 30 days. Iyo 30 days bane twaikana tupeniko na 90 days so that we can all register as voters and chuck you out of government, because the bottom line is PF to anakanenu. I'm out of here, guys. Thank you so much for this platform. Please keep on going. we are right behind you and we are giving you the full support. Cutting forward number.
Thank you so much. Let's just listen to forward. Let's listen to Cyrus Mwansa, please. Hi, Cyrus. Hi, Cyrus. Okay, we don't know what's happening. Conrad, if you can conclude, and then we can end the stream. I've got a long day tomorrow. I've had a whole week. It's constantly every day working.
Yeah. Give me a minute.
Okay, you want to say something?
Yeah. Why black people are not the majority? Why black people are not the majority in Egypt, Morocco, Libya, Sahara, Algeria, Tunisia, and Mauritania? Why black people are not the majority? Or the other Arab people all Arab people are majority. Then if you get out Africa, then the African, but they are racist to black, dark skinned black people.
Yeah, what are you trying to say again?
Why black people are not the majority in Egypt, Morocco, Libya, Sahara,
okay.
Algeria, Tunisia, Mauritania. Why the Arab are down there? Then if you go back to Middle East, because they are racist to black people, toward dark skinned black people, and I do not like it in Jamaica because I'm pissed off. If I go back there, I'm gonna run them out there and go back to Middle East with their racist superiority.
Okay, for those of you who want to know, our guest is from Jamaica, Tavain Clark. He's just asking, why is it that in Morocco, in Libya, we don't have black people? Because it's Africa, you know. I think, Egypt. From my understanding, you know, Egypt, all those areas, I think they're near. Those are like Arabic countries. I think people migrated there because
Africa.
Because Africa was a big piece of land. I think at one time we were one tribe, and then when the colonial masters started coming in, people started running away because of slave trade.
Destroy the tribalism.
Yeah,
destroyed it. Tribalism not can use. I'm not tribal use, but you use. Listen, you live in a racist society, racist bigotry. Even you win or lose, simple as that. This is going on. So either you win or lose because you can't get equality in a racist class system. You can't get equality.
Yeah.
So you want equality, you cannot get equality. You went to UK, don't it? You went to England.
Yes, I have been in the UK. Yes, I've been in England. Yes.
Black people can get equality in a racist country, majority white country. Like equality in a racist country.
No, you can't get equality in a racist country.
You can't get equality. That's same in Africa. You probably do the same thing too. You can't get equality in a racist class country. So Egypt, Morocco, Libya, Sahara, Algeria, Tunisia, Mauritania, which should be a majority black nation. Get the Arab out and send them back to Middle East, but they stay right they belong to. They're not African. If you're not African, get the hell out. I talk the truth. I don't know if you heard the feeling. And get out of Islam. Islam is a part of the slave trade, if you know the Arab slave trade. And no choice. You see me? I'm going to talk to African people, love them. But I understand a certain thing have to change. Because if I get over there and Egypt, Morocco, Libya, and Sahara, Algeria, Tunisia, Mauritania is the majority of black people. There's going to be a problem with the Arab. Then if you get the hell out of Africa, they're not Africans. I'm sorry to say it, but I just tell you the truth.
Okay, let me just, because somebody's waiting. We have Cyrus. Cyrus Mwansa, are you there now? Cyrus Mwansa, how are you? Oh, okay. Yeah, all of you can't understand the Jamaican, but I understand him because I live with them.
Yes,
I understand what
Yes, I'm there. Okay. Even the network is not okay here. How are you?
Yeah, okay. Conrad, if you can say something. Yeah, if you can just say something a little bit, okay. Just 5 minutes only, and then we conclude the topic because it's late now. It's midnight in Britain.
Yes, I'm hearing you, but the network is not here.
Okay, just conclude now so we can go to bed now.
Okay, let me just finish up my thought. Like, Yeah. Okay. Changing bank governors is not a game changer to the economy anyway. It's not actually a game changer. These people are they are just focused on 2021 elections. Whatever they are doing is just focused on 2021 elections. So Dan Karalia may seem like was a stumbling block to their mission to plunder and campaign funding whatsoever.
Yeah.
The campaign
Money laundering.
plans, yes, money laundering plans. So Dan Karalia was actually a stumbling block. So they have uprooted him, you know, they've uprooted him without necessarily explaining the reasons. Like, okay, President Edgar Lungu isn't fond of firing and dismissing people without necessarily explaining the reasons why he has taken those particular actions. He does not explain. I think there are like 3 or 4 examples that can be given where Edgar Lungu has fired people without explaining reasons whatsoever for replacing them. You see? So it's not new, it's not a surprise. These people are a stumbling block. Whoever is a stumbling block to their strategies of 2021 elections will be gone. And people don't come out to protest and whatsoever. But the changing of a bank governor, like what has happened today, should be received with a backlash. They should face the backlash as possible. If it was in other countries, people would have already been on the streets already protesting, you see. But in Zambia, the thing is that, okay, they've bought those armored vehicles to intimidate us from going on the streets to protest and everything. People will be confined to their homes. They won't necessarily react to anything. It will just end on social media, just like that. But trust me, changing bank governors is not a game changer to the economy. If anything, probably there will be no surprise. Don't be surprised if you see kwacha going up to 30 kwacha per $1. Don't get surprised. These things are bound to happen because they are putting puppets in these offices and removing qualified personnel just by putting puppets who bow down to their demands whatsoever. So the only solution is to change the entire system, the entire government system. Next year has to change. PF should go whether they like it or not. Even if they do whatever mechanism they can, but only the ballot should speak. Zambian people should begin to realize that the people who are running state affairs today, they don't mean well for us. All their focused attentions are all about 2021 without necessarily thinking about how Zambia is going to be like in the next 50 years to come, in the next 100 years to come. They don't care whatever is going to happen in the next 100 years to come. All they care about is 2021, 2021, 2021, 2021. Everything that is happening is just 2021. Youth Empowerment Fund that is happening is just 2021. And have you noticed this? Since they announced that 470,000 million kwacha youth empowerment scheme, I don't know where the money came from whatsoever. I don't know whether they robbed commercial banks like Zanaco or whatever. I don't know whether
they know the European their country better. My problem.
Or what? But what has happened is that after announcing that 470 million kwacha, the exchange rate has shot up to $19, 19 kwacha per dollar. I think that was a knee-jerk effect after the president announced that particular thing. So if he had announced a greater figure, probably we would even have seen kwacha going up to 20 kwacha per dollar, that exchange rate thing. So like it's clear that these monies have come from the reserves, from the commercial banks, from whatever. They are just depleting national reserves, both at national and international level. They're just depleting reserves for their narrow partisan 2021 interest, like that. I don't know the foreign reserves, how they stand up today. They are destroying the economy. That's the bottom line. 2021, they have to go. People of Zambia should
Thank you so
wake
much
up,
for your
vote them
contribution.
out from the presidency all the way to councillor.
Zambia Live Matter.
Right. everywhere. Just vote them out.
Black
Put
Lives
other
Matter
people in office. I think that is,
yeah.
I'll end here.
Have you heard from my Jamaican friend what he's saying? He's saying Zambian lives matters. You know, he's listening to everything we're saying. And that's why he's asking questions. You know, as long as we don't put ourselves first, we will struggle. It will always be a struggle.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just show you something.
Get rid of tribalism. Tribalism not work. Tribalism not work.
Tribalism. This is
Go
something
for that. Use the color of the skin color.
Zambians
that
forget
it's tribal
about
African.
tribalism.
I'm
It's
sorry,
time
but
to
I be telling the
unite
truth.
as one.
You have to
It's
use
time
it. You have
to
to
unite as
recognize
one.
everything.
Regional voting
equality
doesn't
and
help
everything.
in any way. In fact, let me even say this. Zambians for the past, I don't know for the past how many elections, most Zambians vote on regional lines. They believe that someone, if they vote for someone who comes from their region, like from Northern, they will believe that that particular person will bring development to Northern province. That has never worked. That has never been true. Nothing whatsoever. Examples are there. Look at Rupia Banda. Rupia Banda, who used to tell Easterners that voterani wako ni wako, Eastern province wako ni wako. Easterners voted for him. Did he take any development to Eastern province? Certainly not. Nothing whatsoever. Chiluba, Luapula people voted for him. Did he take development to Luapula? No. EDGAR LUNGU, Easterners voted for him again based on wako ni wako. Did he take development to Eastern province? No. The only thing they parade on media is just that Kapetauke Kalindawalo General Hospital. That's the only thing they show for on the media, that no development. Petauke General Hospital. That's the only thing he has done to Petauke. That's the only tangible thing he has done to Petauke. Nothing else apart from maybe rehabilitating roads and doing whatever. Nothing. There's no proof that if you vote for someone who comes from your region, he will take development to your region. Nothing. It's just time to unite as one and put people who have a better ideology to run Zambia. That's the best solution that we have to Zambia. Regional voting has never proved to take development to a particular region. Never. That's the thing. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. I just want to read something before I invite Mr. William Mbuyanda to join us. This is from a group. This is something from Anthony Walia. PF fires Bank of Zambia chief after he refuses to print money for PF campaigns. Those of you who are familiar enough with the attitude of sitting governments in the run-up to the general election will know that the Patriotic Front were always bound to go on a headless spending spree with the intent of buying a vote. Then the article continues, but there is a problem. The money that they have individually stolen is too precious. They don't know that they don't know what the post-2021 period holds for them, especially that the electorate has signaled a strong intent to change government. They will not risk their stolen wealth. They are inclined to keeping their proceeds of crime for a rainy day, which is more likely than ever. Secondly, the PF regime have simply borrowed and outspent themselves. They no longer have room to borrow anymore. The regime has sucked over 100 billion kwacha out of the local economy through treasury bills and bonds. Then at 30% average interest, Zambians owe another 30 billion kwacha in interest to the local banks. External borrowing, oh my God, don't even go there. Close to $14 billion, with interest payments alone running close to $200 million per month. With the economy now headed for a free fall at -4%, while the kwacha is also suffering the effects of an avalanche of the combination of both corruption and printed money. All sane lenders know that PF have turned Zambia into a proper basket case. No one will lend us money. Remember a few months ago, I read this, that they have been denied monies. That's why they are even increasing the cases of COVID, because they were expecting to get some COVID donations. In other words, the PF have run out of sources of money to throw around. Next is compel. And if they use the money in the reserve, they will run dry. Honestly, because campaigns is not a joke. Okay, so this is the whole article. I'll read it. I'll finish it after we hear from Mr. William Mbuyanda. How are you? Mbuyanda, how are you, sir?
I'm okay, Lily. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Where
And
are
how are
you
you
calling
guys?
us from?
Calling
We
you
are fine.
from the Copper Belt, actually.
Oh, good to see you,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, I really miss Messi from Australia today. Hasn't she contributed? Because I've just joined the live arrangement, live program. Like
Messi is from UK. She's
she's from UK.
Messi is from the UK. We are both based in the UK. She is doing hair. I sent her a message. She said, "No, I'm doing my niece's hair." Yeah,
Today,
but tomorrow she'll join, because we need to continue tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. Because we need to
And my
continue
Jamaican friend
tomorrow. Yes.
Where she came from?
You know, I like the batwa. You know what I mean, man.
Yes. Someone.
Okay.
Our
Okay.
Jamaican
Okay.
friend, yeah. Because on my YouTube channel, I have a lot of Jamaicans that follow me.
Okay. But anyway,
Hello? Oh, we're frozen again. Hello? Yeah, freeze. Oh, okay. I know tomorrow we'll continue with this topic, because we can't just end it today. We need to talk tomorrow as well.
Zambian people.
Okay, let me finish reading this. Yes.
Love uno.
Tell them.
Love uno.
Tell
I will
them.
die for uno. I will love uno. I will die for uno. We just want to in power. We just want to black ownership. Take your land. The richest is the land. Once you have land, you're good. Land is most important. So you have land, you have resources and all kind of resources and land. Land is the more keys. You want to get land, you can develop it, you can pass on to wealth to your grandpitney, for your grandpitney, and get rid of the populating Africans and get rid of the Arab out of Africa. Don't know Africa from Egypt, Morocco, Libya, Sahara, Algeria, Tunisia, Mauritania. Get them out. Because if we come there, they're not gonna like it. Because I know supporting Arab in Africa because they're racist. And they're treating black people in the Middle Eastern. Look at Yemen, right? Go argue. Go to African Diaspora News channel. You hear me? Go just subscribe to just subscribe to him. Just subscribe to
It says subscribe. Okay. Okay, so what he's saying is, for those of you who don't understand, he's just saying that land is very important. You need to own the land. Don't allow anybody to take over the land. It should be black ownership. Don't sell your land. Okay, so I think we will just end because the other man, I was hoping he would come back. Maybe he doesn't have enough data as well. I don't know. Let's just end the stream. Thank you so much for your contribution, everybody. Tomorrow we will start earlier.
Look more.
I've got something to say.
Tomorrow. What did you want to say? We need to go now. I have a long day today.
Me,
We're
so
already in
about
today.
Peace.
Yeah, let's get that because we are getting that for the nation. Hello.
She got gone.
Okay, I don't know what happened to everyone else, but it's time for bed. Thank you so much for joining this stream. I don't know, it just went snap, meaning it got rid of everybody that was on the live stream. I think we've gone over. Thank you so much. Good night. Pochas TV for your contribution. Thank you so much. And everybody that has been on this platform, I am so grateful. Tomorrow, we're going to carry on with this topic because our sister Mercy did not contribute today. She'll be back tomorrow. She'll be in tomorrow. And we will continue tomorrow. What I'll do is tomorrow is Sunday after church, 16, 17, 18, 19. We can do it from 7 p.m. Zambian time to 19 hours. So we give a lot of people a chance in the UK to be 16 hours, 17, 18 hours in UK. So that tomorrow we can carry on with this program and we discuss this thing. We cannot just end here. We need to also talk about the person who's been chosen as the governor, Christopher Mvunga, who does not even qualify for the position. Now you know that we are dealing with a government which doesn't even know what they are doing. They are in a desperate situation and in a haste, trying to use any means necessary to get rid of whoever they can and just do what they can because they don't like people who are straightforward. So thank you so much. See you tomorrow, same time. This was a powerful topic. We'll carry on tomorrow, the same topic tomorrow. Thank you so much. Kuyabebele, balungu, kuyabebele, kuyabebele.